Then if we fall, it's showtime. Come on. Everybody, hello. Welcome to a Tuesday, another Tuesday episode of Ready, Set, Grow Show. I hope you can hear me and see us well. Deb Andrews and I, Hillary the Marketing Mom, we are here to deliver to you yet another powerful training. Okay. Last week, Deb had to take a break. Whenever you go on vacation, you have to take a couple of days, right?
Sorry.
We all know that. We all know that. We did have a little segment, but so this week we are actually, and we're gonna dive right in, all right? Because a lot of people we talk about you're either in business, well, but when you're in business, basically, you're gonna be asking people to buy into your business, whether that be a business opportunity, whether it be a service that you're offering or products that you're selling. And people buy from people. So one of the things that Deb and I recognized, we had been we got this training and we're very excited to come and share this training with you because it really shows that people buy from people. And if you don't know people and you don't know yourself, then it's going to be really difficult to sell to others, right? So today's training is kind of going to be very, I would say, packed with a lot of information. All right.
Mhm.
We're going to talk about four personalities and we're going to break it down because everybody does personality tests, right? You know your personality, you're an ISTG, PFNK, whatever it is, right? But you never know how that relates to your business, right? And how it could actually help you with your business. So the training that we received a few months ago was about being able, my roosters are going off, being able to identify what bird your prospects are. Now, when we say prospects, we mean maybe your potential customers, your prospects if you're in a business opportunity, your potential customers. What type of bird are your people? And we're gonna break down really quickly the different types of birds and what are their main character traits. All right. So Deb, if you want to start, I'm coming a little choppy there, but if you want to go ahead and start.
Sure. We're going to be talking about just four different birds. We know there's a whole
Yeah.
slew of all kinds of birds, but we're only going to be talking about four. The eagle, the peacock, not the rooster, the dove,
Not the
and
rooster.
the owl. And you know,
Yeah.
you're going to probably hear us. We're going to talk about the traits of each one of those birds and how it kind of assimilates to humans. The eagle is dominant. The eagle, it flies alone usually. Likes the big picture, is assertive, direct, goal driven, and competitive. Am I an eagle? Yeah, a
Yes.
smidgen of me is actually. But the fears, the eagle fears loss of control. I learned a long time ago that I don't have a lot of control over a lot of things. I read a book one time, just a sidetrack, is in the book it said, go out at nighttime with all the stars and you look up at the stars. How much control do you have? None, or very little. I can
None.
stand there and look at them. So that helped me put the loss of control right into perspective. How much control do I have? About this much. The next
Right.
one,
Yes.
the
Yes.
peacock, is the influencer.
Mm-hmm.
Colorful, creative, life of the party,
Yes.
full of
Life of the party.
possibilities, and energetic. And again,
Yeah.
a smidgen of me is part of that too. Like as we go through these, do you want me to go through all four since you're kind of breaking up a little bit? Would you like for me to
Yes.
finish the others? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the next one, the dove, is the steadiness. Loves community, compassionate, a peacekeeper, friendly, and giving. And then we have the owl, the conscientious bird, systematic, detail oriented, practical, logical, and efficient. And, as I was learning these with Hillary, like she said, it was probably a month, 6 weeks or so ago that we learned this. And there's different personality tests that are done, but this is the one that we learned that particular day. And I had said for the eagle, it was the loss of control. For the peacock, it is rejection. And for the dove, it's risk. And for
Risk.
for the owl is making a mistake. And so when I was listening to these, I'm like, oh yeah, I like the big picture. I'm goal oriented. I'm competitive. Okay, I must be an eagle. And then our trainer dropped down to the peacock, and it's like colorful. Well, I like color. Creative. Yeah, I have a creative side, maybe not as creative as some artists and things like that. Life of the party. I'm not really the life of the party, but I do enjoy parties. Full of possibility. Well, actually, we all are full of possibilities. Energetic. Yes, I am usually pretty energetic. The dove has the steadiness and fears risk. Oh, I don't know if I want to risk making that phone call today. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of like that. But being a nurse, I thought, the compassion, the peace giver, the giving part of it, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm dove since
Definitely.
I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
And for the owl, is the fear is making a mistake. Well, yeah, fortunately or unfortunately, I have been a perfectionist. But since I have been in our community that we have been in, I have learned, don't wait until everything is perfect. Just do it and then tweak it as you go. So I saw a part of me in every one of these birds. And as you listen, you probably have heard a smidgen of each of those birds in yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
Hillary, you want to
one of the things, I wanted to, one of the things that we all have a dominant feature, and that is something that when it comes to all the personality tests, they try to demonstrate that, okay, you may be a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they create all the combinations. What the birds identify for you is basically, I could see a little bit of eagle in me, I could see a little bit of owl, but you could immediately recognize the dominant characteristic, right? And it's similar. So when you're speaking with a customer, a potential customer, or potential prospect, by your conversation with them, you could pull out what's most important to that person. So for doves, you will constantly hear them talking about family, about community, about legacy, about those type of things. So you know that because community and family is so important to them, they are dominantly a dove, right? Myself, I know for a fact I am dominantly an owl because processes and procedures are my be all and end. It's like I know that, right? So I can't let that go of me, right? I'm never going to be the life of a party, even though some people say I could be. I know that, all right? And the dominating, so you always know which side you're on. Now, when it comes to speaking to a prospect, right? So everybody identifies as a bird, right? You might be an eagle or you may be a dove. But what struck me in our training was that when you are, like, if you're in the position of offering your service or anything like that, you are not a bird at all. Can't be a bird at all. Because then, if you, for example, are a dove and you're trying to talk to an eagle or a peacock, you may feel like, ooh, I'm too scared to talk to them. You've got
Yeah.
to be a chameleon. You're not a bird at all. You've got to be a chameleon and actually adjust yourself to suit the eagle. Understand what's going to happen. And when it comes to predicting, because I know we talked about how do you predict based on a certain personality trait. How long do you think it's going to take an owl to make a decision?
I have a couple
It's
of
going to
owls
take
on
them
my
a
team.
really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Owls, because they need all the information, because their systems and processes, blah, 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 they're going to take a really long time to make a decision. And
Yeah.
your job is to provide them with all the information that they need. Not too much so that they get analysis paralysis, but you've got to do your part in terms of providing what they need. An eagle, for an example, once a decision is made, it's made. Don't go and start giving him charge drafts and everything else. No, he's already
Yeah.
made his decision. Okay?
Yeah.
Likewise with the peacock, you have to know what you speak to, all right? Similarly with the dove. A dove, because they're afraid of risk, you want to speak to them in such a way that minimizes risk and maximizes what they desire, what motivates them, peace and community and family. All right. So those are the type of things. And when it comes to if you position yourself as the chameleon, right? When you're speaking to an eagle and you give the eagle exactly what the eagle needs to hear, they will come to a decision quickly. The peacock, you need to do something similar. They also will
Mm-hmm.
come to that decision quickly. All right. The dove and the owls, you must provide them with that supporting information that they're going to need. Doves and owls are going to naturally take a little longer because they're either afraid of risk, they don't think they have all the information available. And what else? They they don't want to
They're
they're afraid
they're
of
making
making
a
the
mistake.
mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Making a mistake. And inside of making a mistake, it's almost like being judged, right? Owls, they don't want to do something and then they look bad. All right.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't want to make that mistake, right? So those are the type of let's say the in terms of understanding the personalities, you
Yeah.
now have to arm yourself with that information to first of all be able to identify which bird you're dealing with,
Yeah.
right? And then second, you've got to be able to provide that bird with what information they need to make a decision.
And once you start this, it is amazing on how I can only speak for myself on how I adjusted how I was presenting because obviously we build relationships. And as we're building relationships, we're asking questions and things like that to figure this out. And it almost is not quite instantaneous, but very quickly you can pretty much figure out what a personality is. And then you have to become that chameleon and adjust
Mhm.
how you are going to approach the person. And it really does help a lot
Definitely. Yeah.
knowing these different personalities. And like Hillary said, there's lots of personality tests that, I have to tell you, this was the first time I had ever heard a personality broken down like this. And it was amazing. And it is amazing to
Mhm.
me on how I am building relationships. And it's kind of cool, actually.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So I really hope, although we did know, and this was broken down for us in an hour's training, what we brought to you is basically a snippet, a
Yeah,
very short snippet of it, but very valuable information in terms of knowing the personalities of people, but how it impacts your business. Because I think a lot of people, they do personality tests for work, for all sorts of things, but they don't realize how that could now be turned to benefit your business. All right. And that's
right.
very important. That all the knowledge that we have, especially for those in business, if you're not in business, well, that's okay. You'll get there one day. Um, you're not in business yet, as they say. All right. But definitely understanding the people that you're dealing with and understanding what motivates them, what
Yeah,
keeps them from action, what fears they have, helps you move them along the line further of being able to make a decision to either buy into your opportunity, your service, your products and services that you're offering. All right. So that is our topic for today. And thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next week. All right. Have a great one, everybody.
bye.